Hey everybody, it's Maureen. I wanted to do a follow-up video with you because I got more supplies in the mail. So this happens to be the fabric. Here's the fabric. So I've had that for a while. And then I bought new embroidery needles. And we have various different sizes here. This is a kit from DMC. Has gold needles, it's got all sorts of other kinds of needles in here, 12 tapestry needles, 6 cross stitch needles, so I've got all the kinds that I need. One of the big things was I finally got these guys in the mail. So I wanted to show you this awesomeness right here. I already put my swatch in my binder. I'm trying to see if I can find the end here for you. But yeah, just lots of yarn. And whatever I don't end up using, here we go. Very nice 2-ply red wool yarn. So whatever I don't end up using, I'm gonna actually weave maybe into a skirt or yardage to make like a coordinating skirt to go with the waistcoat, or at least that's the idea. So we had gone over sort of my research method, and I'm still in the middle of the research method, but I'm working on supplies. So this is a scroll frame. You do have to be careful with these because they can warp the fabric a little bit. I wanted to get the biggest ones they had, which they're quite a nice size here. They're 24 inches in length by, let's see, 9 inches. I have some other sizes of this, of these cross beams. So what I'm thinking about doing is finding my longer cross beams and using them instead of the brand new ones. I bought 2 so I could do 2 frames at once, so if I get bored with whatever's going on with one, that I could work on another. And it's not like you can't use scroll frames later on. So of course here's the research binder. And here's where I added the yarn. So last weekend's progress, hold on, we're going the wrong way. So I had some of these guys drawn up. So those 2 I already had. I drew this one and that one, the moth, the kitty, just following what I'm seeing in the images. And then I have a few images of different caterpillars, so I made 3 different versions of caterpillars, a squirrel, and then I had 2. It's the same image, but I was able to sort of zoom in and out. So I made a fly, but I don't know if I might redraw this, but it's not bad because there's only so much going on with this fellow. And it's kind of hard to see what's going on here on the thorax. Luckily, there were probably only a few of these guys. There's not going to be very many that I can see. The next ones is to do all the embroidery motifs for the flowers. So we have the rose, a pansy or viola. We have a mystery flower, a lily, the iris, a pear, a fig, the tulip, And then this is just on the back for sake of scale and prettiness. I still have to come up with information for the garment construction, which won't take that much. And then my project conclusion. I have several more. Oh, and my bibliography, which I actually didn't print out yet. But I have some of these books already in there, and I have a couple additional ones. So let me show you the books, because I added a few. Here is the mini library. So I'm using this particular 17th century women's dress patterns for the 1630s waistcoat that's in this particular one that was not altered. So I'm looking at that as another pattern resource, and I plan on expanding it in my research Bible, research binder, to include the pattern, the original pattern from the other waistcoat. I have the Royal School of Needlework Book of Embroidery for the various different embroidery stitches. Fashion in Detail happens to have the small write-up for the waistcoat on that one page. For some of the filling stitches in the leaves, I have my Blackwork embroidery book. I can also figure it out from some of the images that are pretty decent. And these last two ones are the ones I added recently. Now, if you think about it, I've already identified the animals that happen to be on the original waistcoat and the plants. So I have the Medieval Health Handbook to look up the plants. And then I have my the Element Encyclopedia of Magical Creatures. Now, magical creatures aren't just like unicorns and dragons and things like that, even though they're in there. It also looks like that this book, when I looked at the back of it, includes several different bestiaries, and there are regular animals in there like the hawk and the squirrel and things like this. So I'm going to see if this is useful, since it's a compendium of a few different bestiaries. See if it's useful. So this one is sort of a little question mark yet, but this one definitely. If I don't find what I want in my little bestiary book here, I will look up some medieval bestiaries if I can, and see if I can run into one that has most of the, insects and animals in it. But we'll see how these two fare out. That's there's several weekends worth of work here as part of the challenge, like just looking this stuff up and doing a write-up on it. That's probably at least 1 day, maybe 2 days worth of work. Figuring out the arrangement and laying out the pattern on the fabric, that's several weekends worth of work. After getting, taking my measurements and then getting the appropriate scale for the pattern and making sure that's the right size to fit me, and mocking it up first, making sure that it fits. That's several weekends worth of work. So this is something that's not going to get done very quickly. I don't happen to have a cold, but I do seem to have a little frog in my throat, which is what you're hearing. I have allergies, so I'm thinking that is probably part of it. But that's what I have so far. So we've made some progress. We've gotten some things. There's still lots more to do. And as I make progress or do something, I'm going to go ahead and create a video to kind of explain what I'm doing and why. At least that's my goal. Do this sort of a little bit like a vlog, at least a little bit. And I certainly hope that you and your family are having a fantastic holiday season. I am going to be busy working on all of this goodness. But there are worse things than being busy, that's for sure. So now my sewing bag, there it is. It is full. I still have to do the peacocks, and the dolls are still in here. So I have all this stuff in my sewing bag. There is absolutely no room for the embroidery stuff right now. What does that mean? That means that I'm probably going to need to get a different bag, because these guys are chunky. They are chunky, but they're so nice. That is a beautiful wool. I'm excited to work with it. And I just have to figure out scale. I really got to figure out how these guys are placed, how big each element is. I haven't heard anything back from the curator yet. So, though when I sent the email, they said 30 days, and that would put it around December the 20th. So I doubt I'm going to be hearing anything before Christmas anyway. I would be really shocked, to be honest with you. Just because they're in the middle of doing all their moving and all that stuff. So, but if you like project related videos, if you enjoy historical based crafting and making, especially dolls, then this is your channel. Please consider liking and subscribing. I upload once monthly, and we make some awesome stuff here, and I will see you guys in my next video. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.